Unveiling Illinois' shadows. Nestled in the heart of the Midwest, Illinois is a land of contrasts, where the bustling streets of Chicago meet the quiet serenity of its rural landscapes. Known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and architectural marvels, the state carries an allure that extends far beyond its physical beauty. Yet beneath its picturesque surface lies a darker, more enigmatic side, a realm where history collides with the supernatural, and the echoes of the past refuse to fade. Welcome to Whispers of the Prairie, your gateway into the chilling unknown. This channel isn't just about recounting ghost stories. It's an invitation to step into the eerie corners of our world, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs, and the unexplained becomes undeniable. In this episode, we turn our gaze toward one of America's most haunted states, Illinois. From the shadowy corridors of historic hotels to the desolate ruins of abandoned asylums, Illinois harbors a tapestry of spectral legends that continue to captivate and terrify in equal measure. These sites are not merely remnants of the past but portals to another realm, where restless spirits linger and unseen forces beckon those brave enough to listen. Each location we explore tells a story of lives lived, lost, and lingering, tales steeped in tragedy, resilience, and the inexplicable. Illinois' unique blend of urban development, frontier history, and industrial heritage makes it fertile ground for tales of hauntings and unexplained phenomena. Its dense forests, sprawling prairies, and aging cities harbor countless stories of ghostly apparitions, chilling encounters, and eerie occurrences that defy logic. Whether it's the mournful cries of soldiers who march through Civil War battlefields or the phantom footsteps of workers trudging through empty factories, these legends have been passed down through generations, growing richer and more terrifying with each retelling. As we embark on this spine-tingling exploration of Illinois' most haunted places, prepare yourself for a descent into darkness. We'll uncover ghostly legends rooted in historical events, investigate documented sightings that challenge belief, and unravel the tragic tales that gave rise to these spectral echoes. Along the way, you'll encounter locations so steeped in supernatural lore that they've become magnets for paranormal investigators, thrill-seekers, and skeptics alike. Whether you're a seasoned seeker of the supernatural or someone simply curious about the mysteries lurking beyond the veil, this journey promises to leave you breathless, and perhaps a little unsettled. So grab your flashlight, steel your nerves, and join us as we venture into the shadowy realms of Illinois' haunted history. What awaits may challenge everything you believe, or reveal truths too terrifying to ignore. Let the storytelling begin. The Ghost of the Congress Plaza Hotel, a haunting legacy in the heart of Chicago. Standing majestically along Michigan Avenue in the heart of downtown Chicago, the Congress Plaza Hotel is both a historic landmark and a notorious hotspot of paranormal activity. Opened in 1893 to accommodate visitors attending the World's Columbian Exposition, the hotel quickly became synonymous with elegance and luxury, hosting luminaries such as Al Capone, Teddy Roosevelt, and even President Barack Obama during his early political career. Beneath its grand facade, however, lies a darker narrative, one of spectral encounters, unexplained phenomena, and lingering spirits that continue to captivate visitors to this day. Today, the Congress Plaza Hotel is widely regarded as one of the most haunted places in Illinois, drawing thrill-seekers and skeptics alike into its shadowy embrace. The hotel's haunted reputation is deeply intertwined with its storied past. During its early years, the Congress Plaza was a vibrant hub of social and political activity, hosting conventions, galas, and high-profile events. However, its illustrious history is marred by tragedy and scandal. One of the most enduring legends centers around Room 441, a suite infamous among paranormal enthusiasts. According to local lore, the room was once occupied by a woman named Elizabeth, whose life ended tragically under mysterious circumstances. Though details remain scarce, her spirit is said to have remained tethered to the hotel, ensuring that her presence would forever be felt within its walls. Guests staying in room 441 report a range of unsettling experiences, from sudden drops in temperature to the sensation of being watched. Some claim to hear faint humming or the sound of footsteps pacing the room, despite no one else being present. Others describe seeing a woman in Victorian-era attire reflected in their mirrors, only for her image to vanish when they turn around. Items in the room have been known to move on their own, such as suitcases unpacked without explanation or clothing neatly folded and placed in drawers. Many believe Elizabeth's spirit is responsible for these manifestations, her meticulous nature extending beyond death to maintain order in her domain. Beyond room 441, the Congress Plaza Hotel is home to a myriad of other spectral inhabitants. The Grand Ballroom, with its ornate chandeliers and polished wooden floors, is said to host ghostly gatherings long after the last guest has departed. Performers rehearsing on stage often recount strange occurrences, such as instruments playing themselves or spotlights moving without explanation. Some claim to hear the faint strains of music drifting through the halls at night, reminiscent of the lively dances that once filled the space. Others describe seeing shadowy figures waltzing across the ballroom floor, their movements fluid yet eerily silent. These apparitions are believed to belong to former guests and staff members who relived the hotel's glory days in perpetuity, their joy immortalized in spectral form. Adding to the hotel's haunted legacy is the tragic fate of Flora Stanley, the wife of Freelan Oscar Stanley. A talented pianist and composer, Flora was a beloved figure at the hotel, often entertaining guests with her performances in the music room. After her death in 1936, her presence reportedly lingered, manifesting in subtle yet unmistakable ways. Visitors to the music room have described hearing the soft notes of a piano playing, though no one is seated at the instrument. Some claim to feel a gentle breeze brushing against their skin, accompanied by the faint scent of roses, a favorite flower of Flora's. Others report seeing a translucent figure seated at the piano, her hands gliding over the keys before dissolving into mist. Perhaps the most spine-chilling aspect of the Congress Plaza Hotel's haunted lore lies in its subterranean depths. Beneath the main building lies a network of tunnels and storage rooms, remnants of the hotel's original design. These underground passages, largely in use today, are said to be teeming with supernatural activity. Employees tasked with retrieving supplies have reported hearing disembodied voices calling out names, as well as the rhythmic clanging of metal tools operating on their own. Others described seeing shadowy figures darting between the dimly lit alcoves, their movements too quick to follow. Some believe these apparitions belong to former workers who met unfortunate ends during the hotel's construction or operation, their spirits bound to the place where they spent their final moments. What sets the Congress Plaza Hotel apart from other haunted venues is the sheer diversity of its paranormal phenomena. From ghostly apparitions and disembodied voices to inexplicable physical sensations and poltergeist-like activity, the hotel seems alive with the energy of those who came before. For those brave enough to spend a night within its walls, the experience is often one of profound unease, a visceral confrontation with the fragility of human ambition and the haunting persistence of memory. As the grand facade looms overhead, casting shadows that dance like specters, one cannot help but wonder, are these ghosts mere figments of imagination, or do they serve as guardians of a history too painful to forget? The haunting of the Rialto Square Theater. While the Congress Plaza Hotel may boast its share of spectral residents, few places in Illinois rival the eerie allure of the Rialto Square Theater in Joliet. This historic venue, first opened in 1926, has long been a cornerstone of the city's cultural landscape, hosting everything from vaudeville performances to silent films and live concerts. Yet behind its gilded marquee and ornate interior lies a darker narrative, one of tragedy, betrayal, and restless spirits that continue to haunt its storied halls. Known affectionately as the Jewel of Joliet, the Rialto Square Theater is anything but a relic of the past. It is a living monument to the unexplained, where the curtain never truly falls and the show always goes on, whether the audience is ready or not. The theater's haunted reputation is rooted in its early years, a time when the entertainment industry was rife with glamour and grit in equal measure. In 1934, a young actress named Clara Whitman joined the cast of a touring production staged at the Rialto. Described as vivacious and talented, Clara quickly became a favorite among both her peers and the audience. Her star seemed destined to rise, until a mysterious accident cut her career tragically short. According to local legend, Clara fell from the catwalk above the stage during a rehearsal, sustaining fatal injuries. Some say she tripped over loose cables, while others whisper of foul play, suggesting a jealous rival sabotaged her safety harness. Whatever the truth, Clara's death cast a pall over the theater, and her memory lingers to this day. Visitors and staff alike report encountering Clara's ghost, whose presence is often felt backstage and in the dressing rooms. Actors preparing for performances have described seeing a young woman in a vintage flapper dress reflected in their mirrors, only for her image to vanish when they turn around. Others claim to feel a cold breeze brushing against their necks, accompanied by the faint scent of perfume, an olfactory signature attributed to Clara. Most unsettling are the reports of disembodied singing, a soft, melancholic melody drifting through the corridors during late-night rehearsals. Those who have heard it describe it as achingly beautiful, yet tinged with sadness, as if Clara's voice carries the weight of her untimely demise. Beyond Clara's haunting presence, the theater is home to other spectral inhabitants. Among them is the ghost of a janitor named Harold Griggs, who worked at the venue during the 1950s. Known for his meticulous attention to detail and gruff demeanor, Harold took immense pride in maintaining the theater's pristine condition. After his sudden death from a heart attack while cleaning the basement, rumors began to circulate that his spirit refused to leave the building. Staff members have reported finding tools neatly arranged or lights turned off in areas they had just cleaned, despite no one else being present. Some claim to have seen a stout figure in coveralls pushing a broom across the stage, only for it to dissolve into thin air upon closer inspection. Harold's ghost, it seems, is determined to keep the jewel of Joliet shining bright, even in death. Perhaps the most spine-chilling aspect of the Rialto Square Theater's haunted legacy lies in its subterranean depths. Beneath the main auditorium lies a labyrinth of tunnels and storage rooms, remnants of the building's original design. These underground passages, largely in use today, are said to be teeming with supernatural activity. Employees tasked with retrieving props or equipment have reported hearing footsteps echoing through the narrow corridors, though no one else is around. Others describe seeing shadowy figures darting between the dimly lit alcoves, their movements too quick to follow. Some believe these apparitions belong to former performers and crew members who met unfortunate ends during the theater's heyday, their spirits bound to the place where they spent their final moments. Adding to the lore is the infamous Red Door, located at the end of one of the basement hallways. Painted a deep crimson, the door leads to a small, windowless room rumored to have been used for clandestine meetings during Prohibition. Over the years, numerous staff members have recounted strange experiences associated with the Red Door. Some claim to hear muffled voices emanating from behind it, despite the room being empty. Others report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread when standing near the door, as though malevolent forces guard whatever lies within. Attempts to open it have proven futile. The door remains stubbornly locked, its secrets sealed away for reasons unknown. What sets the Rialto Square Theater apart from other haunted venues is the palpable sense of continuity that permeates its atmosphere. Unlike abandoned buildings left to decay, the theater remains a vibrant hub of activity, drawing crowds eager to experience its rich history. Yet for all its vitality, there is an underlying tension, a subtle reminder that the past is never truly gone. For those who dare to tread its boards or explore its hidden recesses, the Rialto Square Theater offers more than just entertainment. It is a portal to another era, where the boundaries between life and death blur, and the echoes of those who came before refuse to fade into silence. Whispers in the Wilderness, the forgotten village of Bishop Hill. Deep within the rolling plains of northwestern Illinois lies Bishop Hill, a village whose name conjures images of utopian dreams, communal living, and the pioneering spirit. Established in 1846 by Swedish immigrants seeking religious freedom, Bishop Hill thrived during its early years, fueled by ideals of self-sufficiency and shared prosperity. Its founders envisioned a community where families could live harmoniously, cultivate crops, and build a future free from persecution. Yet beneath its idyllic exterior lies a tale far darker and more sinister, one of abandonment, isolation, and spectral unrest that has earned it a place among Illinois' most haunted locales. To step into Bishop Hill is to enter a realm where the past refuses to release its grip, and the line between reality and nightmare grows perilously thin. Bishop Hill's decline began in the mid-1850s, when economic challenges and leadership disputes forced its residents to seek livelihoods elsewhere. By the late 19th century, the town had all but vanished, leaving behind empty homes, shuttered businesses, and a palpable sense of desolation. Yet what truly sets Bishop Hill apart from other abandoned settlements is the eerie aura that hangs over the village like a shroud. Visitors who wander its overgrown streets often describe feeling an oppressive heaviness in the air, as though the land itself mourns those who once called it home. Whispers of curses and restless spirits abound, fueling a reputation that draws thrill-seekers and skeptics alike. One of the most chilling aspects of Bishop Hill's haunted legacy is the recurring appearance of shadowy figures. Locals and explorers alike recount sightings of spectral forms darting between the trees or standing silently in doorways, their features obscured by darkness. Some claim these apparitions resemble former residents, clad in outdated clothing and staring blankly ahead as if caught in a perpetual loop of their final days. Others describe more malevolent entities, tall, faceless figures that seem to stalk intruders, their movements unnaturally fluid and deliberate. These manifestations are often accompanied by unexplained noises, the creak of floorboards in empty houses, the distant clanging of metal, and the faint sound of children laughing, though no one is around. The old general store, once the beating heart of Bishop Hill's economy, is said to be a particular hotspot of paranormal activity. Workers who dismantled parts of the building in the years following its closure spoke of hearing disembodied voices calling out names, as well as the rhythmic thud of machinery operating on its own. More disturbing are the reports of shadowy silhouettes visible in the windows of the store at night, their movements mimicking the actions of laborers long gone. Some believe these spirits are bound to the site due to tragic accidents that occurred during the town's operation, while others suggest they represent the collective grief of a community torn apart by hardship. Another focal point of Bishop Hill's haunting is the village cemetery, nestled on a hill overlooking the town. Though small and unassuming, the graveyard exudes an unsettling energy that leaves visitors uneasy. Graves marked with weathered headstones bear names unfamiliar to modern generations, yet their occupants seem unwilling to rest. Witnesses describe seeing orbs of light hovering above the tombstones, flickering like candle flames before vanishing into the night. Others claim to hear faint sobbing emanating from the cemetery, as though the dead are mourning their forgotten lives. On occasion, the silhouette of a woman in a flowing dress has been spotted wandering among the graves, her face obscured by a veil. Local legend ties her presence to a love affair gone tragically wrong, though details remain scarce. Adding to the mystery is the phenomenon known as the Whispering Fields. Surrounding Bishop Hill, this vast expanse of prairie is said to emit low, unintelligible murmurs that grow louder as one ventures deeper inside. Hikers and campers have reported feeling as though they are being followed, their senses heightened by the oppressive silence broken only by the eerie whispers. Some describe hearing snippets of conversation in languages they cannot understand, while others swear they hear their own names called softly, coaxing them further into the wilderness. Few dare to linger long enough to investigate, as the landscape seems to twist and shift, disorienting even the most experienced outdoorsmen. What sets Bishop Hill apart from other haunted locations is the pervasive sense of melancholy that permeates every corner of the village. Unlike industrial ruins or battlefields marked by violence, Bishop Hill's haunting stems from something quieter but no less profound: the slow, inexorable erasure of a community's identity. It is a place where time stands still, yet the spirits of the past refuse to fade, clinging to the fragments of their former lives with a tenacity that defies explanation. For those who dare to visit, Bishop Hill offers not just a glimpse into Illinois' forgotten history, but also a sobering reminder of the fragility of human connection and the haunting persistence of memory. A haunted haven. Few places in Illinois evoke as much dread and fascination as Montino State Hospital, a sprawling psychiatric facility in Montino that operated from 1930 until its closure in 1985. Originally established to provide care for individuals with mental illnesses, the hospital quickly became synonymous with neglect, abuse, and unspeakable horrors. Today, its decaying wards and labyrinthine corridors stand as a testament to the darker chapters of medical history, and a magnet for those drawn to the supernatural. Montino State Hospital is not merely abandoned, it is alive with the echoes of its past, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead feels tantalizingly thin. The hospital's haunted reputation is deeply rooted in its tumultuous history. During its operational years, Montino was a hub of activity, housing thousands of patients who endured grueling treatments and overcrowded conditions. Reports of patient abuse, experimental procedures, and deplorable living conditions became commonplace, culminating in scandals that shocked the nation. One particularly infamous incident involved the use of hydrotherapy, a brutal procedure in which patients were submerged in ice-cold water for extended periods, allegedly to calm their agitation. Survivors of such treatments often described feeling as though their very souls had been stripped away, leaving behind hollow shells of their former selves. Decades later, the spirits of these victims are said to linger within the hospital's crumbling walls. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike recount chilling encounters in the old hydrotherapy rooms, where the air is said to grow frosty despite the lack of ventilation. Some claim to hear faint splashing sounds and desperate cries for help, as though the tormented souls of patients are reliving their final moments of suffering. Others describe seeing shadowy figures writhing on the floor, their forms dissolving into mist when approached. These manifestations are often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the room itself is imbued with the collective anguish of those who endured unimaginable torment. Another focal point of Montino State Hospital's haunting is the surgical ward, where invasive procedures and lobotomies were performed with reckless abandon. Patients subjected to these surgeries often emerged permanently disabled or catatonic, their minds irreparably altered. Today, the ward is said to be a hot spot for paranormal activity. Explorers who brave its confines report hearing the faint hum of medical equipment and the metallic clink of surgical instruments, though no machinery remains intact. Some claim to see ghostly surgeons in blood-stained scrubs hovering over phantom operating tables, their movements precise yet devoid of humanity. Others describe feeling sharp, searing pains in their heads or chests, as though the spirits of former patients are attempting to communicate their agony through touch. The hospital's labyrinthine tunnels, stretching for miles beneath the surface, are equally notorious for their spectral activity. Pitch black and suffocating, these passageways amplify the sense of isolation and fear. Those who venture into the tunnels often report hearing footsteps echoing behind them, though no one else is present. Faint whispers drift through the stale air, speaking in languages unfamiliar yet oddly compelling. Some have captured photographs showing glowing orbs floating in the darkness, their light casting eerie shadows on the damp walls. Local legend suggests that these tunnels serve as conduits for the restless spirits of patients who died alone, their voices carried endlessly through the subterranean maze. Perhaps the most harrowing aspect of Montino State Hospital's haunted legacy lies in its crematorium, a grim reminder of the hospital's disregard for human dignity. In the mid-20th century, it was revealed that thousands of patient remains had been improperly disposed of, either incinerated or buried in unmarked graves. The discovery sparked outrage and condemnation, but for many, the damage had already been done. Today, the crematorium is said to be one of the most active areas of paranormal activity on the property. Visitors report feeling an oppressive heat radiating from the ovens, despite them being cold and rusted. Others describe hearing the faint crackle of flames and the sound of doors slamming shut on their own, as though the spirits of the departed are trying to escape their fiery fate. What sets Montino State Hospital apart from other haunted locations is the sheer intensity and consistency of its paranormal phenomena. From ghostly apparitions and disembodied voices to inexplicable physical sensations and poltergeist-like activity, the facility seems alive with the energy of those who suffered within its walls. For those brave enough to explore its decaying halls, the experience is often one of profound unease, a visceral confrontation with the darkest aspects of human history, and the lingering presence of those who refuse to let go of the pain they endured. As the wind whistles through shattered vents and shadows dance across peeling walls, one cannot help but wonder, are these ghosts mere echoes of the past, or do they serve as guardians of a truth too horrifying to forget? The enduring allure of Illinois' haunted legacy. As we draw this chilling journey to a close, one thing becomes abundantly clear: Illinois is far more than a land of towering skyscrapers and sunlit prairies. Beneath its serene surface lies a labyrinth of haunted histories, spectral legends, and unexplained phenomena that continue to captivate and terrify in equal measure. From the grand halls of the Congress Plaza Hotel to the shadowy corridors of Montino State Hospital, and from the eerie echoes of Bishop Hill's forgotten streets to the spectral whispers of the Rialto Square Theater, each location we've explored tells a story of lives lived, lost, and lingering. These tales are not merely relics of the past but living, breathing entities that refuse to fade into obscurity, reminding us that the boundaries between the natural and supernatural are far more porous than we might care to admit. What makes Illinois' haunted places so uniquely compelling is their ability to evoke a profound sense of awe and vulnerability. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and urban sprawl, these sites offer a rare glimpse into the raw, untamed essence of human existence, a reminder of our fragility in the face of time's relentless march and tragedy's indelible mark. They challenge us to confront the unknown, to question the limits of our understanding, and to acknowledge the shadows that linger just beyond the edges of our perception. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a steadfast skeptic, there's an undeniable power in these stories, one that resonates on a deeply human level. For those who have joined us on this journey, we hope you've found inspiration in the mysteries we've uncovered. Perhaps you've felt the icy grip of fear as you imagined the spectral miners of Kennecott Mines or the anguished spirits of Nome. Maybe the cursed whispers of Portlock sent a shiver down your spine, or the haunting allure of Cold Storage's cannery sparked your curiosity. Wherever your imagination has wandered, we invite you to take the next step, engage with these stories, share them with others, and keep the spirit of exploration alive. And remember, the frostbitten landscapes of Alaska hold countless secrets yet to be unearthed. If you've been moved by what you've read, if you crave more tales of the macabre and the mysterious, we encourage you to subscribe to Tales from the Frost. By joining our community, you'll gain access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and future expeditions into the darkest corners of the world. Together, we can continue to peel back the layers of the unknown, shining a light, or perhaps a lantern, into the shadows that beckon us forward. Thank you for accompanying us on this spine-tingling odyssey. Until next time, may your nights be filled with wonder, your days with discovery, and your courage unwavering as you tread the fine line between reality and the supernatural. Stay frosty, dear reader, and never stop seeking the stories that lie just beyond the veil.